Let's be honest, Blade's probably been cancelled at this point. The movie, that is, the singular character still exists. So in today's video, we'll talk about all the problems that we're facing the Blade movie, what happened to it, and where we still might see the Daywalker in the future. But first, please like, subscribe, and share. Anything you can do will be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to hear me complain about everything nerdy, hit that bell button, and you'll be the first to see my videos as soon as they come out. The reboot of the Blade series has been in development now for, I don't know, almost 10 years? The Mahershala Ali version of the film has been in development for so long, I can't remember the last time we went 2 weeks without hearing some sort of news about a new writer, a new director, or a new delay. Yes, unfortunately this movie has been delayed more times than you'd like to think about. At one point it was almost in Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5, and now it's been officially cancelled from Phase 6. Different writers, different directors, and I swear at one point there even was a different main actor attached to this. But it just never seemed to work out. And lately there's been utter silence from Marvel about this film. And utter silence isn't something that you want when you're talking about a multi-$100 million movie that you're making. It means that they've given up and they've moved on to other things. Which kind of makes sense. You keep pushing the story along, how are you going to plug it in before, during, or after the Doomsday Saga? The last time we saw Blade, he was with Deadpool and Wolverine in The Void. Now, of course, it was a different Blade. It was the Wesley Snipes Blade, but I can tell you this, everyone loved the Wesley Snipes Blade. At least in my theater, people went nuts when he was on the screen, way more than pretty much any of the other cameos in that movie. Maybe it's because they've grown up with him, maybe because it's been so long since we had seen a Blade, people were utterly excited to see that Blade walk onto the screen. So where might we see Blade in the future? Well, the Wesley Snipes Blade is obviously not down and out. He survived Deadpool and Wolverine. He could show up in Doomsday or Secret Wars very easily. That's one thing that people have forgotten. Everyone's constantly talking about the Mahershala version, which would be honestly cool to see. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be excited, but technically we now know the Wesley Snipes version is alive and well, probably in the Void. Maybe he got out with the TVA's help, but he's still alive and well somewhere. And what a cool guy to bring into Doomsday. We know he can kick ass, still, despite his old age, and maybe we let him fight one or two last times before they finally take him out. Do I see the Wesley Snipes version coming to the main MCU? Not really. He really doesn't have the strength to relaunch the Blade franchise, but a few scenes here and there in Doomsday and Secret Wars? Sign me up. So where would we see the new Blade, whether it's Mahershala or someone else? Yeah, I gotta break it to you guys, it might be someone else at this point. Imagine if you're him and you've been working on this movie for 7 or 8 years and then they keep canceling it. I would be absolutely losing my mind if I were him. But let's say it is him. Well, the first obvious place that he could show up would be Doomsday. And yes, we've seen those chairs with all those names on it, but we have had it confirmed by even Kevin Feige himself that those were just the names that they wanted to reveal now. I'm sure there will be another chair reveal at some point in the future, and then of course they want to leave some surprises. And what a big surprise would be the initial reveal of the new Blade. Why would you want to reveal his name in the chairs when he's never actually been on screen in the first place? Because every single name on those chairs so far will be someone who has at least had screen time prior to that. Yeah, the Fantastic Four haven't been shown on screen yet, but they will have by the time that movie comes out. Obviously, the next option would be Secret Wars, which is basically the second half of Doomsday, but it'll be a little bit different of a plot line. And by the end, everyone who survives Secret Wars will be coming to whatever the new rebooted version of the MCU is. So there's another really great way of showing off your new Blade. Have him come save the day in one or two of the fights and have him be brought into the new MCU. And then your origin story can be covering the fact that he's going to have to learn this new universe and just gaining his foothold in what the new MCU is. And then there's the fact that they could just have a new Blade movie after Secret Wars. The stuff that's coming out after Secret Wars is pretty limited. We know the MCU will be very X-Men focused, but they're going to want to cover other stories as well. Whether it's with the Blade that survived Secret Wars or an entirely new Blade origin story, that would be a great new way to show off one of the new characters you're going to focus on. And then finally, you could have some sort of other movie like the Midnight Suns and introduce him in that. We already are working our way through the creation of half the team of the Midnight Suns, and you could have him be on that team. Do a little origin story throughout that movie, give us the story of what your new Blade is going to be, and maybe it's great, and maybe you give us an entire Blade origin story afterwards, but you just already have the character introduced beforehand. Or, hear me out, we do a Blade TV show. With the success of how Daredevil's doing right now, and that new Punisher one-off movie that's coming to Disney Plus, I could easily see a Blade TV show or special edition one-off for Disney Plus being actually really good. If Disney is willing to do mature rated stuff for Disney Plus, then I'm all for it. We've got Deadpool and Wolverine, we've got Daredevil, we've got Punisher. Give me more mature related content on Disney Plus and I'll be down. And let me tell you something, if you don't make Blade mature, nobody's going to want to watch it. So in the end, the audience is yearning for a Blade. Whether it's Wesley, whether it's Mahershala, whether it's a third option, Blade is definitely gone for now, but he's not forgotten. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out those other videos on screen now.